Welcome to All Things Phoka, the channel where we do the things with me, Phoka. So, as you've gathered from the title of the video, today we'll be doing a review of the Coetzenburg hike that was done in the previous video. If you haven't watched it, please do go check it out. Right, so yeah, we'll be doing a review of that hike so as to sort of like paint a picture for you in case you decide to go on the hike. I hope you do. Please do just go check it out. We'll be speaking about everything from the terrain, the view, the time taken, the elevation, all of that. And then at the end of the video, we're sort of going to put that hike on a scale, right, on a very sophisticated, very technical scale, yeah, at the end of the video. So stay tuned all the way for that. So the first thing that we'll be speaking about is the terrain, right? So the terrain involves everything surrounding the pathway that we walked, as well as the actual path that we walked, right? So the actual path in the beginning, it starts off with a very level ground, a relatively level ground that is made up of gravel, so it's quite easy to walk on, right? Like you won't be struggling or anything like that. But then, like, yeah, it's that beginning part is quite wide, also, wide enough for like a car to drive in, you'd say. And then as you branch off, like that part where you branch off into a much more narrow path. The narrow part starts off like very sandy and then it goes on and continues. As you go up, it becomes more rocky, like Rocky Balboa. But anyways, yeah, it becomes more rocky as you go up. Like you actually have to watch your step as you are walking, because you might, or you don't want to hurt yourself, just, yeah, be on the lookout, and yeah, all of that. And then the surrounding environments, right? The surroundings of the actual path, like you'll find that it's very green and it's luscious and it's really nice, quite bushy, very bushy, and shrubs, like a lot of shrubs in the surrounding areas, with like plants and little flowers sort of popping up around the hike. That, like, I feel like the plants that are popping up around sort of keep things exciting, because, like, yeah, it's nice to look at all these, green bushes and shrubs and all of that, but like, it's sort of like a, I don't know, like a boost in a way, I would say. I like plants, I like flowers, so like I feel like it's a boost to sort of like see these things pop up. Yeah, so one of the plants that actually pop up, or like that I saw look like some cousin or relative of the protea plant, our national flower. Yeah, so that plant like looks or resembles the protea. I don't know if it is related to the protea or anything, but like, please do let me know down in the comments. And also, I challenge you that when you do go on this hike, see if you can spot any nice looking flowers, or any of the flowers that are on the trail. So as you go up, right, as you go up the mountain, you'll find that, like, it's very, like, as we said in the beginning, like, the beginning of the path and all of that, it's very luscious and green in the surroundings, right? But like as you go up, you'll find that, okay, the green lusciousness, or the bushes and all the shrubs, they sort of like, you see less of them, and then you start seeing more of like rocks and boulders. I don't know, this sort of like, I feel like it's a signal that you're getting to the top, like you're almost at the top, because like that's how it is. So yeah, you'll find that there's more like huge rocks, boulders towards the top of the mountain, and you start even seeing less flowers. Like, yeah, less of the flowers start popping up closer to the top of the mountain. And even like the proteas that I spoke about, like, they, to the top of the mountain, you'll see that they look less reddish, like they have less color to them, but they look more sort of green. It's like they knew, it's like they just started growing. I don't know what that means, but anyways, just some information, see if you can spot that. So moving on, we move on to the elevation. So the elevation, this is the part where we speak about like the gradient, you could say, the how much it goes upness. I don't know, like, yeah, basically by how much it goes up, like how steep it is. That's the word, yeah, how steep the trail is. So I don't think that there's a constant steepness, if I could say. I feel like it's sort of inconsistent in the way that it is steep, right? So like in the beginning it starts off like, really gradual. It sort of pulls you in nicely, you get used to it. That's nice. And then somewhere in the middle, right, it just, it just goes up, and then you find yourself catching breaths. But anyway, like, yeah, it just goes up like somewhere in the middle, and then yeah, and then it sort of like slows down again, like it becomes less steep, and then at the top it gets quite steep again. Like some parts of the top you actually have to use your hands to climb, so I guess like that's something to note. Because yeah, it gets quite steep there. And then moving right along to the view. So the view, right? Actually, the view is quite beautiful. Like, I won't lie, there are some really, like, it's probably one of the highlights of this hike. Like, it's quite nice, man. Cause okay, first of all, as you go up, you see more into the distance, right? In terms of, the landscape, you see more into the distance, and you see more land, and you see more nice things, if I could say that. But also, well worth noting is that as you move sort of to the side of the mountain, because like you hike in like a zigzag sort of formation in the beginning. So as you move to the sides of the mountain, you start seeing more landscape in terms of like, I don't know what, that, yeah. So yeah, you see literally from the ocean on the one side, like Strand Beach, ocean that side, through Table Mountain, all these places, and then all the way to, back in Stellenbosch to the mountain ranges and all of those things like that are surrounding Stellenbosch. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. And then as you look closer, you see the wine farms and all those, greeneries around Stellenbosch. Like, that's really nice. Obviously now when you get to the very top of the mountain, the very top, like you start seeing everything. Like, now you see everything all at once. It's beautiful. You can take it all in. If you are going to this hike for the view, do it, go for it. Go for it, because it's really nice. It's something to note and something to enjoy, man. Yeah, and then moving right along to the time taken. This is probably one of the key sections that a lot of people have been waiting for. The time taken. So disclaimer, I have to say, like, come on, there is no ways that I took this long to finish this hike. This hike is not that long. It's not that long, but like so I took 3 hours to go from the bottom to the top of this mountain. 3 hours. There's no ways, like that's how, if you sort of like take it literally, and like, this is the time I started, this is the time I finished. 3 hours. There's no reason that I should, under normal circumstances, that I should take that long. No, it's unacceptable. I will do better. I will definitely try to do better, because now that's like, I feel like that's unacceptable for me, at least. But no deaths. I feel like you can count on yourself to do less than 3 hours. Definitely much less than 3 hours. I think if you consider the time taken to shoot and all the breaks that I took, I took a lot of breaks, then you can maybe like narrow it down to 2.5 hours on average. Like, let's say that's the case. Yeah, not 3 hours. Because now, if you look at the time I took to go down, so now here I did take breaks, like, because my legs were like, shaking and all of that. But like, I didn't shoot or anything, so like, it took much quicker to go down. Like, I took about an hour, just over an hour and a half. Yeah, I took about an hour and a half to actually come down. So like, I feel like that says a lot, So yeah, take that information as you want, or as you please, take it with a grain of salt, maybe some sugar nyana and everything nice. But yeah, so yeah, just to sort of like summarize it, 3 hours up with the disclaimer, an hour and a half down, right? So yeah, that's about how much time it took to do the hike. Okay, so now we've reached the part of the video where we put everything on a scale. So basically here we're going to take, this hike, this Coetzenburg hike, and we're going to put it on a ranking scale, right? Very sophisticated, very, very technical, and very, accurate scale, your AI type of stuff, fourth industrial revolution, really cool. So yeah, we're gonna put it on the scale, and then as we do more hikes, we'll add more hikes, and we'll add more paths to the scale, and some things might shift up and down. We can call it a scale, a ranking system, or whatever. Yeah, we'll put it all on this thing. Yeah, so because now obviously this is the first one. This is literally how can you be the only person running the race and then come second? Like, it can't be a thing. So obviously we're gonna put it number one. Yeah, so Coetzenburg hike goes number one on the sophisticated hiking scale. Please suggest a name. If you do have an idea for a name, please do suggest it in the comment section. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this far in the video. I really appreciate all your support. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like, subscribe, and share the content. Let the people know that the content is boosting on All Things Phoka. Don't forget to check out the previous video as well, and actually see how the hike went and experience the hike with me. Anyways, cheers.